going to climb, maybe if I climb.
I just like to let everyone know about an important ecological disaster coming up. Mom, can you please stop? I'm trying to take this video.
Why don't you stop and help me? I'm trying to kill a bee that flew in the house.
Okay, now I really need you to stop. Don't you know that bees are one of the most important creatures on the planet? In fact, without bees, we wouldn't have carrots, lemons, oranges, tomatoes, apples, and so much more. Even if we do have it, it would be expensive, and you already complain about how expensive everything is. Well, I might as well make this video about bees.
I guess you better.
Quote, according to all known laws of aviation, there is no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyway, because bees don't care what humans think is impossible. End quote, The Bee Movie. As I said, bees are responsible for pollinating a nearly endless list of crops. Farmers depend on them to do sometimes a third of the pollinating of their crops. We have depended on bees to do this since we evolved as a species. But a terrible situation arises. Bees are becoming endangered. No one saw it coming. No one is completely sure how. Here are the leading theories. I'll bet you can guess the first one: habitat loss. Since World War II, we have destroyed 97% of meadows just in the U.S. Causes of this? Urbanization. Most of our natural habitats have been turned into highways, houses, malls, and industrial parks. This destroys bee habitats and fragments the land remaining bees must travel across. This hurts gene sharing between populations, thus decreasing genetic diversity. Bees have trouble finding mates, establishing nests, and finding food. To make matters worse, they can end up overcrowded in the natural areas that remain, leading to less pollen and nectar. Another potential cause for the decline of bees is, you guessed it, climate change. Because of warmer temperatures, bees don't migrate to cooler areas to establish new hives. As average monthly temperature rises, flowers bloom earlier, creating a mismatch in the timing between flowers producing pollen and the bees' readiness to pollinate. Even a tiny mismatch can affect their ability to reproduce. There's a third potential cause, and that's disease. Scientists have found viral diseases in pollen that can be spread from one bee to another. Similar to us, catching a cold by touching a contaminated doorknob. When humans transport bees, they mix with each other, and the spread of disease is even worse. A fourth deadly threat to bees is pesticides, specifically neonicotinoids. The agricultural industry often coats their seeds with this pesticide before they're planted. After the seed germinates, the pesticide grows throughout the plant, including into its nectar and pollen. Bees that come into contact with this are crippled and unable to reproduce. This dangerous pesticide spreads by wind and water, thereby poisoning any natural area nearby. Considering everything bees do for us, it's out of the question that we would kill them when they wander into our house or a picnic. They do so much more than make honey. In fact, they're responsible for 1 out of every 3 bites we eat. They pollinate 90% of our crops, including apples, oranges, lemons, limes, broccoli, onions, blueberries, cherries, cranberries, cucumbers, avocados, cantaloupes, carrots, and almonds. In fact, almonds would be extinct without bees. If bees went extinct, our economy and our diets would be devastated. For this reason, we have to look at all these theories and find solutions before it's too late. Think about that next time a bee makes you scream.